Hello and welcome. In today's video I will be using these die sets from Aliexpress and some dies from these Nellie's multi-frame die sets. For my sentiments I will be using these two stem sets from Aliexpress. In this video I will be creating 3 cards using Memento inks to create a background, and for my focal point I will be using beautiful border dies from Aliexpress. First I am putting some dye ink in Memento Cantaloupe on my craft sheet, and then I am coming in with some rosebud followed by lilac posies, and in the center I add a little tiny bit of jelly grape. When I have added enough ink to my craft sheet, I'm spraying the ink with some water until the color starts to move. Since there are some parts in the center where is no ink, I am going in with a toothpick and try to move the color a little bit around. Now I am pressing an index card over my ink and wiping away the excess with a tissue. And ready is my first background. The white spot on the right up corner doesn't bother me, since I'm going to trim down this piece as a panel. For my next background I will also be using some cheap marker, and I'm starting to bring in some yellow, and now I'm adding some Memento Pietard, and this is Bahama blue, and in the center I am adding some grape jelly. Again adding a good amount of water so the color will move, and pressing down an index card. And ready is my second background. For my third background I am only using the cheap markers, and I am using yellow, red, purple, a light blue and a light green. And here are my 3 backgrounds, and as you can see, after they dried they got quite lighter. Now I am trimming down my backgrounds, and I am trimming off 6 mm from 2 sides. Next I am creating the focal points for my 3 cards, and I have already positioned the 3 border dies to an index card, and now I am running them through my die cutting machine. This is the cutout from the smallest die, and now I am positioning the die again reversed the first cutout. Then I am some kind of repositioning the other 2 dies, but the larger the die, the more space I will leave in between the 2 borders. And here I am repositioning the largest border die. After I have run everything through my die cutting machine, the result looks like this. Using some wet adhesive I am adhering the smallest piece on top of the medium sized piece, and from this combination I have altogether created 3 pieces. Here you will see the second one, and then I use one of them to adhere it to the largest cutout. From some mirror cardstock I am making a cutout using this die from Nellie's multi-frame. From the Nellie's oval die set I am cutting out a fitting oval from a white cardstock. To create a label like this, which is by the way a leftover from my previous video, I am using the largest die and I have marked 2 points away 3 centimeters from this midpoint, and then I will position a folded piece of cardstock so that it lines up with my marks. After I have die cut this piece, it looks like this. The crease in the center doesn't matter since it will be hidden behind my border. For my sentiment I have chosen this Best Wishes stamp from this stamp set, and I have stamped it on the oval cutout from the white cardstock. And now I am adhering everything together. With some wet glue I am adhering the sentiment on the mirror cardstock cutout, and then I am adhering the border cutout onto the label. And finally I am adhering my sentiment in the center of the label border construction. With some double-sided tape I am adhering the panel to the card base. And with some wet glue I am adhering focal point and sentiment to the card base. As a final touch I am adding 2 little bows, which I have cut out with a little die from the baby die set, which you can see in my baby card video. And this is my first card for today. Now I am making the cutouts for my next 2 cards, and from this die set I am using the second and the third smallest die to create a frame, and from this die set I am using the second smallest die. I am cutting out the frame 3 times from a white index card and 2 times from a silver cardstock. For my second card I am adhering the cutout from the silver cardstock on top of the label, and then I am stamping the Happy Birthday stamp from this stamp set in the center of the frame using some Memento black ink. Using some wet adhesive I am adhering my sentiment to the border we have created before, and this is the border in which I have used 3 cutouts on top of each other. And now I am adhering everything to my card base again using some wet adhesive. As a final touch I am adding the stamp by Airmail Paravillon to the top right corner. And ready is my second card for today. To create the focal point of my last card I am weaving the border through the overlapping circle cutouts like this. And then I am some kind of pulling the circles away from each other so that they will reach from one end to the other end of the border. With some wet glue I am only adhering the end points to the circle frames. Then I am adding a cutout from the smallest die from this die set, and I am adhering it inside the silver circle. From the Nelly's circle dies I am choosing a fitting circle for my sentiment, and then I am stamping the word joy on the circle cutout, and I am adhering it with some wet adhesive. To complete my sentiment I am stamping the sentiment Happy Birthday in the right top corner using some Memento black ink. And now I am adhering my focal point to the rest of the card. And this is my last card for today. And here are the 3 cards of today's video. I hope you had fun and enjoyed today's video. If so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to check on my other videos. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.